Hey guys, I'm Kent and welcome back to my channel. So I have my 2023 Honda SCL500 here and I'm getting through the various projects that I want to do to the bike. Really enjoy the way that it's looking and again, really enjoy the way that it rides. Today though, I have an aesthetic mod that I was thinking of as soon as I chose the bike. So this bike comes in, at least in the United States for 2023, in 3 colors. It comes in a black, an orange, and this green. They didn't have the black at the dealerships that I was looking at. They did have the green and the orange. The thing about the green that I was immediately thinking of when I decided to go with this color was, instead of having the black seat and the black grips, going with the something that's brown. I think that's a cool, looks kind of British motorcycle look. I don't know, I think you guys know the theme that I'm talking about, but I looked at a lot of different seats. A lot of companies offer different seats complete, most of them from somewhere in Thailand. And it's difficult for the price that you're paying to gauge the quality of the actual seat. But I did find that Takegawa, a company that I've used lots of parts for, and obviously a well-revered company in the motorcycle industry, makes a seat cover for the SCL, or in other parts of the world, the CL500, and it looks pretty nice. It's a darker brown color, and it's got this diamond stitching. The material looks pretty nice. The seat that comes on the bike is actually great. I mean, the shape of it's fine, so no need to have a different shape, but did want a different cover, and again, in this case, a different color. So this, I think we're gonna need to staple it on. I know I've done some other videos in the past on some of my other bikes where I put the cheeky seat cover on that you can just cinch down with a like a bungee cord that comes installed in it. In those cases too, I ended up stapling it just to make it nice and tight and very OEM looking. So in this case, I think it's going to be a staple situation as well. I'm gonna pull out the staples first on the stock one and then staple this one in. Should be a pretty easy installation. I have a pneumatic stapler. Also make sure you use stainless steel staples when you're doing this, just because the other ones will rust. Anyway, in addition to this, I ordered this off of Amazon and really happy with how close the browns match. This is called the 1-inch Bitwell grips. I'll link in the description to these, but the color of brown, again, is very close, and I just got lucky there. I looked through a lot of different grips on Amazon and different shades of brown, and it's difficult, of course, on a monitor to figure out what's going to match, but you'll see when they're on the bike that the color is really close. So let me pop off the seat, get the staples out, get this one on, start stapling it together, and see what this looks like. All right, so I've got the cover off. I was going to try to fit it first before I start with the staple removal. It does look like this actually does have a similar draw cord as the one from Cheeky Seats to kind of cinch it down. So let me try to put it on first and see what it looks like, just so that you guys get an idea. But again, I think stapling is the way to go. I think the material is stretched out a little bit just because the stock cover is still on there, but something like that for something that'll look like that. But yeah, definitely I'm going to need to cinch it down, but I do like the color of the material. This also comes with the belt, just like the stock one that has a good looking stitch on it, that I probably will run. It's convenient to have something to be able to hold on to things there. But let me get all the staples out of the old seat, and then we'll get this one on and staple it for good. Okay, so I have the stock cover off, and it took about, I don't know, 100 staples or something. There is a little bit of padding right here in the part where usually you're sitting. It is super thin though, a lot thinner than what's in the Takegawa seat, so looks like I may get a little bit of cushion added. There is no padding back here in the back. It's all just vinyl. There is like a saran wrap over the foam here, probably to just add some extra waterproofing to it. But anyway, easy to do. I just use a little tool to pry all of them out, and I'm now good to put the new one on. All right, so about 1 billion staples and I don't know, 30 minutes later, I have it together and I think it looks pretty damn clean. Everything seems to be lined up. I did a lot of retakes to make sure that everything was goodness. And then you can see here that I overstapled in some areas. I needed to get these collars down and tucked in so that on this profile you couldn't actually see it, since there's a little bit of gap between the rear loop and the seat. So I wanted it to be nice and clean. But anyway, everything's looking nice and even. So I'm gonna pop on that strap. There's these 2 little bolts here that also hold these other hooks with a little M6 nut that you just use a 10 millimeter socket to close up, and then I'll throw it on the bike. But yeah, with the staples, it looks really nice. I ended up just cutting out those strings that came with the kit. All it did was take up extra space, and if you're stapling, it's useless. Honestly, I don't imagine it would look very good despite your best effort if you're not stapling it. So anyway, let's get this on the bike. All right, so I'm pretty stoked with the way that that came out. I do like that brown against the green, but let me know in the comments below what you think. I'm gonna put on these grips now. The grip installation is the same as all Honda motorcycles. The left side, it's just a matter of cutting it off and putting it back on. I usually use a little bit of hairspray so that it'll be nice and sticky. On the right side, the grip on, or the throttle tube on all of these Honda throttles have these notches in it. I think the OEM Honda grips have little ridges inside to help keep it secure. To do it correctly though, with aftermarket grips that don't have any notches inside, you need to cut off all of the little notches. I use a mixture of razor blade and a sanding tool to make easy work of it. But once you get all of those notches off, it is also just a matter of slipping it on. All right, so finishing this video up almost a week later, the grips that I showed at the beginning of the video were the wrong size. They were 1 inch, and I should know that all the Honda bars are 7/8 of an inch. So I went with these kind of dark chocolate color ones from 4-into-1 Motorcycles. They match the color of the seat pretty closely. I did try out a couple of others. I ordered this one, which I've run on a few different bikes in different colors, but it has the diamond pattern, which matches the diamond stitching. The color just didn't match well. Anyway, happy with the way that this looks and the overall color combination. Let me know in the comments below what you think about it, because it's a little different than the color combos that I've gone on other bikes, but I think it's somewhat unique, and anyway, I'm digging it right now. The other thing is I pulled off the tank pads. So it came with these big plastic tank pads that are very functional. There's also a smaller one here on the frame. As you can see, they're just held on by 3M tape on the other side, so it was just a matter of heating it up and carefully pulling it off. I think it looks a little bit cooler, again, now that I'm doing the brown versus green motif and not having the black in the middle. I may actually try to do some kind of custom brown tank pad that matches at some point in the future, but I just thought that cleaned it up a little bit. One last thing, I just wanted to show you, I did clean up some of the stitching underneath here, stapling. So to make sure everything was centered, I did pull it off and stretch things around a couple of times, but there was also the housing for that bungee cord that was going around here that once I had everything stapled, I actually just cut off, because from a profile perspective, I wanted to make sure that you couldn't see anything hanging down. And previously it was a little bit bunched up. So again, you could do it with just the bungee cord and not the staples, but I don't think that it would, I'm sure it wouldn't end up being as tight as it is with the staples. So anyway, lots more videos to come on this bike. Thank you everybody very much for watching. Stay tuned for more videos and keep on building.